What's up everybody, I'm Abatage and welcome back to Warframe, where we are having fun, and we've just unlocked Ceres. I haven't done anything since the last episode because I'm recording this right after. And we've got a couple of missions here which we can do. Interception, obviously we're not going to do that because we need a group for that sort of thing. And I'm not going to wait for a group while I'm recording. But let's do this spy mission just to get ourselves going. Because spy missions, I can't really remember what they entail. There's a few which are similar, like sabotage, maybe? I can't remember. But there's a number of missions that are similar, but I can never remember which is which.
Your mission is to break into enemy data vaults and steal any intelligence files you find. Okay,
there you go. This one is kind of what I thought it was anyway, which is nice. Ooh, what's in there? Oh, that's got an Oricon cell. Ooh, nice. They're pretty valuable. Oh, I like the rain here. I mean, the coolest thing about landing on a new planet or a new moon is they do have vastly different environments. Which may be like, well, no, duh. Of course they do, dipshit. Sneak attack.
Be on the lookout for increased security measures. The enemy would rather destroy their data than let it get into our hands.
Yeah. But as much as the interiors follow a set kind of theme for each faction, I love how the exteriors are so different. Like, look at this. We haven't seen anything like this. Definitely hasn't been raining, to my knowledge, in other areas. Oh, hello. But yeah, basically the idea behind these spy missions is that there are those 3 points, A, B, and C, and getting to them is fine. It's just like any other mission. You just kind of go to them and kill dudes along the way. Oh, there's a guy. Where'd you come from? Oh, there's someone there. Cool. But yeah, you get to them in the same way you would any other mission. But then once you're there, once you enter into that section of the map, you basically have to remain undetected and hack your way through a series of locks and, you know, that sort of thing. But even if you do get detected, all it does is it means you have a very quick timer with which to complete that section. But yeah, I can't remember if we've done one of these on the old video before or not. Sneak attack. So it kind of helps to kind of have a direct route, like don't go too far off the beaten path, because on one hand you want to get through the level without setting off alarms, but you also don't want to, you know, just be completely reckless, because ooh, that's when you attract lots of dudes and you set off alarms like I have.
I am detecting a prosecutor. Get ready for a tough fight.
A prosecutor? Man, I've never heard of a prosecutor before. Whoa, is that you? Are you a prosecutor? You are a prosecutor. You're a fire prosecutor. Whoa, you are a tough fight. You're a strong boy. Look at this. Strong boy. Wow. Not a lot that... Wow. Look, your health is barely moving, dude. I don't like that. Keep freezing you. Let's use our advantage. Here's this guy. What are you doing now? Jeez, this is a tough fight. Yep, dead. In the face. Let's freeze you again. Let's not waste ammo, let's just try and take you from behind. Yeah, wow. Prosecutor dude has a lot of health. keep freezing him. I don't know what's better, shooting him in the head with the bolter, or slicing him up with my sword. This seems to be very slowly whittling away at him, which feels like a complete waste of energy, really. Get rid of the ad, anyway. Get rid of that secondary dude. Man, it's Prosecutor. What a bitch. Alright, mate. I reckon shooting him in the face kind of helps. Kind of hard to say though, isn't it? Because dude's health is not going down very quickly at all. At least I'm not going to waste too much ammo if I do this. Yes. See you later.
You have proven the prosecutors are not invincible.
Oh, bloody near close to it though, aren't they? Oh. A bit of a rest after that. Okay, onward. Obviously that's something to do with this planet slash moon. I think it's a moon, isn't it, Ceres? It's definitely not a planet, I would have known that. But yeah, obviously that's something to do with this moon. There's prosecutors, like they've stepped up the bad guy game. Holy cow. Alright. Well, let's just try and get through this mission then, because if we're going to face threats like that, it's not the kind of mission to dawdle through. It also doesn't help that I haven't leveled up this sword very much, so it's not as powerful as it could be. If I was carrying a heavier weapon or a melee weapon that I've actually leveled up, it would be a different story altogether. Oh, lost my shield there for a bit. What's that orange thing? Damn it, no energy either. Can't use my powers. Getting a bit rough. Getting a bit rough. Like that. Oh, almost got it. I do try and get those in one, but quite often there's a little bit of a fumble involved. Alright. Oh, hello. You look like a prosecutor, but you're not. What up, bro? God damn it. Too much heat. Too much heat going on. They're giving me way too much static. I see you up there, Mr. Sniper. Snipper. Yep. That's it. To you as well, mister. Goodness me, let's just get through this, because... Ragdoll. Alright, we're getting closer, because they've split off like this. We'll go for A first. It seems like a decent thing to go for.
I'm detecting a large security force heading your way. It's the Grenier.
Oh, I don't want a large security force. This is the bit where we have to be stealthy.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
Oh. Oh. Okay. So this is where we need to be stealthy. Unfortunately, I get the feeling that, you know, the rest of the enemies who maybe are chasing you don't actually follow you into here. Let's destroy a few of these. Sometimes there are drones that are like roaming these halls. Things like, what is that? I don't see any enemies. There does tend to be patrols and things, so I don't want to just leap in there. What's that? No, that's not anything. However, I do just need to get over there. Oh, there we go. Sensor regulator. Don't know what that's about. But it doesn't look like they can see down here anyway. Let's crawl around this way and see what happens. Now we can look at all this stuff on the way out, because that doesn't matter. It's kind of like you want to be quiet on the way in, but once you're done, you can just kind of bust out of there. So yeah, that guy we want to make sure doesn't see us. Nope. Nope. There we go.
Data extracted. They won't even know it's gone.
Excellent. So now it doesn't matter what we do in here. So we can get up, we can change our weapon. We can go through some of these. We can kill this thing. But if we'd done that before, what would have happened is they would have started to delete the data that we were trying to get from that console, and we would have had a very short time limit to complete this area. So that's why you want to avoid tipping them off too early, because it actually does make a difference, believe it or not. Sometimes these things don't make a difference, but that actually does. Alright. Can we go? No, can't go through there. Alright. Oh, hello. Let's get out of here. Shiny. Oh, okay. But you can see there's lots of different paths you can take to sneak your way in. We were just lucky that that guy was just sat there without moving around. So something tells me that could have been a bug. But hey, if something bugs out in my favor, I'm going to take it and use it. Yeah, it's cool. I love the way that they can mix up different mission types and that sort of thing in this game. They actually, you know, there's so much effort put into this. It really is a solid title, even though it is free to play. And it's interesting because there's a lot of discussion at the moment about, you know, free to play games and loot boxes and microtransactions and all that kind of shite, which, you know, is a pile of bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. Because I was looking at how much it would cost to buy platinum for this game, because I think, oh yeah, cool. I was looking at the market and seeing what you can buy for platinum. And the main things you can buy are Warframes and that sort of thing. As in the main things you'd want to buy, put it that way. You can buy anything for platinum, but, you know. I was trying to see, okay, why would I want to spend real money on this game? Because, other than the fact that I'm just enjoying myself, but what could I spend real money on? And would it be worth it, you know? Or is it a complete and utter joke? But it's a bit of both, really, because you can spend platinum on it, pretty much anything in this game, which, you know, can be a waste. Like, why buy resources that you can just farm? But I guess if you're incredibly time poor and you love the game that much, maybe you want to, just because you really desperately want to play the game, but at the same time you're perhaps you're so time poor that it makes more sense, or is more desirable for you to just pay for something. Oh shit, there's a bot there. Glad I didn't just jump through there. Yee. Oh, there's a bot. Wait. They're not like kind of detect me kind of bots though, are they? Why do you look like you could be broken? No, they're just transport goods. Okay, cool. But what's my point? Okay, this game, yeah. So... oh, shit.
Alarms have been triggered. You need to retrieve that data before the data destruction is complete.
Okay, let's focus on this first. Oh, that was pretty good, but not good enough. Come on. Time's ticking. Oh,
You got it. The data is still intact.
that was stressful. I don't know if you'd noticed, but it gave us about 30 seconds. And thankfully, the layout of this this map meant it was easy to find this room and find that terminal. And, you know, we got lucky with some hacks there as well. Anyway. Back to the microtransactions thing. They're not exactly micro in this game either. Like, if you buy platinum, it can cost you a lot of money. Why didn't I just go through there? I'm a dumbass. I mean, we know that, but... Jeez. Sometimes you get reminded and you have to really, you know, wear the consequences.
Alarm successfully hacked. The location is returning to normal security levels.
But yeah, you know, I'm enjoying this game. I can see myself playing many, many, many more hours of it. You know, I'm thinking this will end up in the hundreds, but before I'm done. So I think, cool, I'll gladly spend money on something that I'm going to spend hundreds of hours in, and I think is high quality as this is. So that's why I was looking at it. And basically, to cut it down short, what you'd want to do is buy 1,000 platinum, I guess, because that would get you something cool, something decent. And it's probably the best value for money, or I don't know what you want to call it. You know, I'm more than well aware that value for money and in-game purchases are kind of not necessarily held in the same light by everyone. So that's cool. Man, this guy's tough. A big open area. God damn it. Who are you shooting at? Oh, these guys. This is where a sniper rifle would be fun. No, out of bullets. Anyway, I'm keep losing my train of thought, as always, because that's, hey, that's what I do. But essentially, 1,000 platinum costs roughly $50. And I think that's like 50 Australian bucks, because that's what I was looking at it in. Because, guess what? That's where I am. But, is that reasonable? It's about the price of a mid-tier game here. So, you know, it's like, kind of like paying for a full game if you bought 1,000 platinum. But, for that money,
The target console is nearby.
do you get enough of like a full game's content to justify it? Is the question. Ooh. We don't want that guy to see us. Is he just going to stay there? Because that would be sweet if he did. Oh, shite. What the hell is that? Okay. Maybe it won't be sweet if he does. Oh, man. Where do we need to go? Down there. I think this is one of the tougher room layouts, because these layouts get repeated, but if I'm correct, we need to come in through there to get to the console, but we have to go a while that way and around and then back down here to get into that. I wonder if this will... Okay, that doesn't set that guy off, which is fine. But it did get us before. But if we come down this way, perhaps old matey up there won't see us. Hey? I mean, I guess they're not bugged out, because these guys aren't moving either. Now, we do need to... Maybe they are bugged out in this level? Because they tend to patrol, which makes this difficult. Like, you can't just sneak past them and go do your work. You have to kind of weave your way through the level to get to these consoles. Yeah, and that brings in these platforms, and then from these platforms we go... Wait. Up here. We'll go back to the money discussion. Yes, okay, we're home free now. But, yeah, so personally I think, yeah, I'll spend as much as a regular game, because that's just how I roll. You know, if I've played a game for hundreds of hours, I'm pretty sure I'd be happy buying it if it was sold, so, you know, I'm more than happy to throw it after the fact than before. But then, you know, the real value is, well, how much is 1,000 platinum worth? And is it worth getting? Because what can you get for that sort of money? And the truth is, you get basically a Warframe. Or two. It depends. There's different packages and things, but some of the best value stuff on the store are bundles. So you buy like a Warframe and you get... You buy a bundle of for a particular Warframe, and you get that Warframe plus all the... Plus maybe some skins, but then some weapons and stuff, and you know, things that are appropriate for that Warframe, because they usually come out in sets. And you get a couple of boosters like that, you know, like leveling up boosters, that sort of thing, XP boosters, or, you know, that sort of gumph. Alternatively, and they're about like 600-ish for one of those bundles, but or even 800-ish, I can't remember. But alternatively, you can buy just single Warframes on their own, and that'll cost you maybe a few hundred platinum, which is cheaper, but you just get the Warframe and that's it. So it depends, like, you know, for that 1,000 platinum you can get a decent amount of stuff. Enough to kind of keep you going for a little while and, I don't know, flesh out the rest of the game. But I guess the question is, you know, is that worth it? And it depends who you are, I suppose. Like, it depends who you are. Oh, just knocked my mic. It depends who you are if you think that's valuable or not. And, you know, it's like some people don't think cosmetics are valuable at all, or worth it, or even worth paying for. But in this game, it's kind of an interesting mix, because it's like, they are cosmetics, because it's like, ooh, a new Warframe to play with. But then it's also skills and abilities and guns and all that kind of stuff that changes with each Warframe. But then each Warframe is just as powerful as the others, so there's no real difference, I guess, in... You're not limited if you don't buy anything. Like, if you stick with Excalibur, like the opening one, then you'll be fine. But what I mean with the collections is, like, this sort of stuff, like Gara is the new one. If the Gara collection looks pretty cool, 825 platinum. So you get the Warframe. This is the latest one that they've released, I think. And you get a helmet skin. You get the Sandana, which is that cape-looking thing. And then you get the weapons, and you get an affinity booster and a credit booster. So, you know, it's not a bad little bundle, but that will cost you $50. Is it worth it? Well, not quite $50. If you just got the skin, or the Warframe rather, it's 225. So you could get about four Warframes, and that's it. No weapons or anything for 1,000. But you can see I've also got one open slots. So this is where it gets even more confusing. Because I can't remember where it is. It might be equipment. If I go to inventory and I go to Warframes, yes, you can see I've got one open slot here, because I've got an Excalibur and I've got my Frost Prime, which I'm using. And I can sell them if I want, but why would you want to after you've spent all that time leveling it up? But it's going to cost me 20 platinum to unlock another Warframe slot. So if I want to buy another Warframe and use it, I need a slot free. I have one, and I think I don't know if you actually gain any more of these through progression. I think that's it. Like, you're pretty much done. And so that's kind of where they hit you for money, is they limit you on kind of... It's like in MMOs, they limit you on bag space. So you can only carry so much shit at any one time. It's kind of what they're doing here as well, which is, you know, debatably okay or not. But it would be nice if you could unlock slots for in-game credits. But, you know, at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, yeah, but they do need to earn money, and they do need to earn... Oh, just knocked my mic again. Too busy talking with my hands. But, You know, that's the debate though, isn't it? Like, if they sold this as like a $60 game, would they be able to ask you for more money to keep it going for, this game's been running for like 5 years now or something, and consistently supported, and they've just released a huge expansion pack and all this kind of stuff, or a patch I should say, with like heaps more content. So, you know, can I expect a game that I've spent just the asking price on, say if it was in Australia it would be like $80-90 for the initial buy-in, you know, or maybe even up to 100 depending on the game. But if I paid for that once, surely that money will run out after a certain amount of time, and then they will have to stop supporting it, because like most games, it can't sustain it forever on a one-off payment. Whereas this games as a service kind of deal, which is what this game is looking at and is definitely a part of, is focused more on longevity and keeping the game running for a long time. So it's kind of asking you to keep spending money on it. And to me, that's kind of why people use free-to-play models and that sort of thing. Because they can get perhaps they can make more money in the long run that way. And at the end of the day, anyone selling a product wants to make money. So don't let anyone fool you to think that they're going to be completely altruistic and just, you know, oh, we're going to give it to you for free because we just really want to do the right thing. Got some good upgrades on this, by the way. Wow, plus 15% impact on the melee. Nice. You know, no one's that altruistic, because otherwise they'll be pulling money out of their own pocket to make that happen. And unless they're a multi-millionaire who's just kind of done with life and ready to give back, I don't see that happening with most companies who want to sell your product. So just remember that everyone's out there to make money anyway, so this business model obviously makes them money. It's just whether you personally want to take part in it or not. And, you know, that's what I mean. If I spend a few hundred hours in a game, I'm more than happy to spend $50 to get a new Warframe or something. Something beyond what I can unlock on my own. But you can see I've been unlocking weapon blueprints and stuff a lot, so maybe it's worth buying like 5 Warframes without the bundles, because then I'll have Warframes to level up and get some slots as well to kind of allow myself to have more in my inventory. So, you know, the complexities of this game go on. And I guess the point of this ramble at the end of this video, because we'll finish it up soon, is just to say I'm probably going to buy some platinum at some point, because I think it's worth looking at, and I'd like to just kind of expand my inventory, especially once this guy's maxed out and, you know, I've leveled up everything as much as I can. I'd like to keep going, and there's some really interesting Warframes which I think would be fun to play with. But yeah, until then, I'm just going to stick with what I've got. And like, that's why I've got a weird kind of weapon loadout. It's not so much through choice, it's more through, this is what I have, so this is what I'm going to use. Like, I'm not really digging the heat blade, like our melee weapon at the moment. It's just another sword, so it's not really that interesting. I kind of like the heavy weapons, actually, because they just, swinging those things around make you feel like a badass. And to be honest, Frost isn't necessarily my favorite kind of idea of Warframe either, like power-wise. I kind of like Frost more as we level them up, and our powers get leveled up, but yeah, I'm not 100% sold. So, you know, I'd like to try a new Warframe. But anyway, enough rambling for now. We'll see how that pans out in the future. I just always think that things like microtransactions and in-game purchases and all that are very much up to the discretion of the player or the consumer. And, you know, of course the company who made the product wants your money. That's like a given. It's up to you as a consumer to decide whether to give them your money or not. And, you know, if you decide to, that's your bag, man. You know, go for it. If you don't, also that's cool. If you think it's disgusting that they would release this game for free and then charge you money for other things like slots and that sort of stuff, don't buy it. Don't spend any money on it. Don't play it. Boycott it. Vote with your wallet. Yeah, anyway. That's my preach for today. Thanks so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We'll continue on in the next episode. We might do some more Plains of Eidolon stuff as well, because we haven't been there for a while. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.